Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel, Crafting with Lisa Horton. My name's Claire Newcomb. Today I'll be making this Christmas card for you using one of Lisa's art stencils. Now it's not a specifically designed to be a Christmas stencil, it's actually known as the bubble leaf, but looking at it, it's quite snowflake-like, and I thought it'd be a really lovely idea to use Lisa's Artist Premium wax patina through this stencil over the top of some distress oxide. So you'll see here that I'm using the distress oxide pumice stone, and I'll be using the wax patina known as golden chameleon. Now if you look at this through the pot here, you'll see that it's a very pale shade, but with a gold pearlescence running through that, which makes it perfect to sit on top of lots of different colours to actually enhance and give a pearlescent finish. You'll also see from this card that I've used a number of other products from Lisa Horton. In the background I've got some of Lisa's Christmas romance design papers, which is this pad here, and I'll be using the snowflake pattern from that, and it was from that paper that inspired me to use the pumice stone colour. The sentiment on the card is also taken from one of Lisa's craft stamp sets, which also has companion dies. You'll see here, this is the Happy Perfect You set. It's a very large set. It's probably bigger than A5. You get lots and lots of different stamps with different sentiments on there. Plus you get these 3 words which have triple dies to cut them out, so it gives you lots and lots of matte and layering alternatives. Now the card I'll be making today is a slightly different design to the one I have here, and that's mainly because I want to make use of the rest of the design paper that I had left from making this card here. Now Lisa's design papers come in loose leaf pads. The sheet size is 8 by 8 inches. So after cutting down and making this square card, I had a few pieces left over, and I just wanted to make the most of those so they didn't get wasted. So the card I'll be making today is a slightly different design. I have my stamping card, which is Lisa's super smooth stamping card, which is absolutely perfect to stencil onto also. I have my stencil, so I shall take my distress oxide and one of Lisa's blending brushes. I'm using the slightly smaller one because I'm only covering a small area today, but these are beautiful brushes to work with. They have such a dense bristle head here, which gives a super smooth blending. So you can see I'm using a piece of stamping card here, slightly smaller than the card I made originally, but the techniques will still be the same. I'm going to position the stencil just offset, so I'm actually working into the corner. So we have the bottom corner free, and I like to have this offset design. It just adds something a little bit quirky to the design. It makes it look like you've actually thought about the design process. So I should pick up some of the ink onto my brush from the pad here and just start working through that ink through the stencil. Now this is going to be a very pale colour, and this was inspired by the background colour of the design paper that I've chosen, which does have snowflake designs in the background. So I shall just work through the stencil here. I shall leave some areas with not as much ink on, so we have like a graduated feel. I think that just adds a bit of depth to the stencil design and just a little bit of interest. You'll notice that I'm actually holding the stencil down as I go. You could, for ease, actually tape the stencil down. And also what's making this easier, I'm working onto Lisa's mixed media mat in the background here, which actually is a silicone feel, and it does actually prevent the cardstock from moving around underneath also. So that is actually quite a handy product to use also. So you can see that using this brush has made light work of applying the ink through the stencil. And if I move that away now, you can see we have a beautiful faded out design in that pumice stone colour. I also mentioned at the beginning that I will be using Lisa's Artist Premium Wax Patina. This is one of the newer mediums to Lisa's collection. And I thought it would be a really nice idea to also work this through the stencil on top of the Distress Oxide, because I think just the colour tones of the two work so well together. The nature of this medium means you can actually add a pearlescent shine or a pearlescent effect to whatever it is you're applying it to. So I thought with the sort of the muted colour of the pumice stone, which blends beautifully with the design paper, I thought it'd just be a really lovely idea to lift that with this pearlescent medium. Now this is a water-based medium and you need such a little amount, so I'll actually be using my fingers to apply and say it's completely safe because it's a water-based product. So if you wanted to use this and craft with any young ones, then it would be absolutely fine for that too. So I've taken too much onto my finger there, so I'm just working that onto one of these useful wells here on the mixed media mat and just taking up a little onto my finger. And what I'm going to do is just work and dab that into the design of the stencil here. Now, because of the beautiful pearlescent nature of this patina, you can actually see quite easily where you've applied that. And because it is a water-based product, you do have a lot of movability, which is not a technical term, but hopefully you'd understand what I mean. You've actually got some time to actually work that medium into the stencil and into all the areas that you want to highlight. So I'll just take a little bit more there and just pat that off. If you have dedicated tools or brushes that you prefer to use when you're applying this sort of medium, then obviously that'll be your preferred application. So there we are. I've just worked that patina into all of the areas of the stencil. So if I move that away now, and hopefully as I can tilt that towards the light, you can see that we've still kept the colour of the pumice stone underneath, but also when you move that and it catches the light, we have that beautiful golden pearlescence in the background, which just lifts that pretty design. And I think that's what adds to the snowflake effect. So now on to build up the actual card itself. I've taken myself a square card blank, which if you've watched my videos before on the Lisa Horton channel, Crafting with Lisa Horton channel, you'll know that the square card is my favourite card to work with. I've cut myself a piece of Lisa's Glitter Euphoria card. I've taken the champagne colour. Again, this is just tones so lovely with the design paper that I've chosen to use. So I've cut a square of that. Now, if you have some of Lisa's nesting dies, the square dies, then obviously that would be ideal to cut that with, but I just cut a plain square there. So I take my 2 pieces of design paper, which is the 2 pieces of card which was left over from making the original card here. You can see now that the design on these are so beautiful, it's just a shame to waste them and to cut them up. So we'll make this second card with them. I've already put the mounting foam on the back, so those have raised up for a little bit of dimension. I will mount my stenciled piece onto a piece of glitter card also, just to highlight that onto the front of the card. Again, both of these cards would have also been made out from one sheet of glitter card. Now, Lisa's glitter card comes in loose leaf pads again. The size is 12 by 12, so you have lots of glitter card available to you. And I'm going to put this onto the front of the card. And we'll mount this off to one side, so you can see now we actually start seeing some of this fabulous design paper come through, and you can see how well it all works together. And I think what's really nice is that we can use a non-Christmas product like the stencil to work alongside our Christmas products. Okay, so to add our sentiment, I've stamped the word Christmas from our Happy Perfect You stamp set, and I've matted that onto a piece of glitter card. And I've also die cut the word happy also from that set, and that will be the larger of the sentiments there that I can just place. So there we are. We have 2 cards that make a lovely set. They look similar but different, which I think is a really lovely way to craft. We've used a non-Christmassy product with this stencil and teamed that up with the festive papers to make a lovely Christmas card. If you've enjoyed the video, we'd love for you to hit the like button. If you don't want to miss out on any videos, any hints and tips using Lisa Horton's products, then do subscribe to our channel so you can keep updated with all future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you.